Hello there, this is Cheryl Lentz, Independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, talking to you on Tuesday at 2. So I started playing last week with the Ride the Range stamp set. Hello, Cindy. Now I know, Cindy, you said you were on the railing about this one. This is such a fun set, and this is how I get myself into trouble. I find a set and I start playing with it, and then I can't stop. So I combined it with a it has some interesting dies, and I combined that with an interesting designer paper that is from the annual catalog called Artistry Blooms, and it just lends itself so well together. So I took a 12 by 12 sheet and I chopped it up, and you can make 6 cards with that 12 by 12 sheet with some additional designer paper out of there. But that's what I'm gonna show you today. So I'm kind of excited. I like doing these little projects. See, when I'm left alone to my own devices, who knows what's gonna happen? And that's what's happening because I was left alone to my own devices. So, hello, Chris. So I saw, Chris, you picked up your order today. Very good. We were gone. Malay had to have her toenails clipped, and nobody wants to do it. So we had to, pay $17 to have toenails clipped, but it's well worth it. I don't stress out. She doesn't stress out. And just she goes in, it's all done, and then we get to come home. So that's where I was. Okay, I'm going to turn the camera around. I'm going to show you one of the cards I did before I got started with the paper thing. And I'll show you a card that shows off the Artistry Blooms paper, and the card that shows off how I got started with the Artistry Blooms, and then what happened after that. So let's turn the camera around. If you're joining me, thank you. Please chat with me here, chat with me on YouTube when it goes there. I love getting that feedback. I so appreciate it. If there's something you want to hear, see, or have me do, let me know, because I am here to entertain you. So not just for my own entertainment, which is what I'm doing today, and I hope that you enjoy it too. So I'm going to turn the camera around. Ta-da! We're going to go for a little ride here down to the range. There we go. Everything is a big mess here, but I just couldn't stop. I'm sorry, Lisa. I just couldn't stop. So here's another card that I made with the Riding the Range. Love the whole thing. I used the World of Good paper here, and the Old World paper embossing folder, and just to kind of make it darker. Even this green is from the Old World paper, but this piece right here, I didn't want white, and I didn't color it in. I'll show you how it changes after a while, but I wanted kind of like the moon glow behind, right? So this is a piece of that was taken out of the Artistry Blooms paper. So this was the card I started with. Okay. The Artistry Blooms paper is, you can see it it's here on page 184. It's at the top here. Has all these interesting kind of geometric flashes of color, and some of it is ombre, and it's just so much fun. And this is how I keep my paper in my 12 by 12s in these big, so you can see how bright and fun all the paper is. So you have a geometric and kind of splashy thing, and then on the back side, oh my goodness, all these beautiful colors kind of in there. So the whole thing is like that. It's so here's the piece that I took the moon from, and it has all the little lines and stuff on it, but the back side is always so different. So the greens, we'll use that. That's a piece that I used in here. It's just unbelievable. The paper is unbelievable. So I'm not going to go through all of it, but so here's a little, here's a card I made using that paper. So totally different, right? Totally different mediums here, but this paper is just really cool and has all kinds of opportunity to bring in lots of beautiful colors, or the subtle the subtle colors. So very versatile. If that's something you don't have out of the annual catalog, I suggest you get that before it goes away, because it is gorgeous and there's lots of things that you can do with it. So what I did was I ended up with these two pieces here. So this piece here, which I thought was very interesting, you know, kind of like sort of like a side, like the grass and then the sky and the clouds, and I thought, well, this could be Western, right, for my range, and this is the back side. So I thought, well, that's interesting, and this is what's cool. I love this die cut here that comes in the Ride the Range die cuts. So with that, and then here's the one I used for grass. So this has little lines in it that go, I use the paper this way, and this has little lines in it go up and down, so I use this for the grass. And let me show you what I came up with. I have 4 of them finished. So I cut it all up. 2 of the bases I put in Night of Navy and 2 bases Old Olive. But this is what I came up with. So here, so I used this piece, cut my oval out of here, and just flipped it around. So each piece is going to be a little bit different. So here is my Ride the Range guy. And then I used the back sides to go inside. So I used up all my scraps. But on this one, you can see I used my blends to kind of color that in, because when the cowboy gets cut out, it's all white in between here. So I took my blends. I took a Daffodil Delight, and I took Old Olive, light Old Olive, and I colored it in. And then I took my, this one, the Color Lifter, and I just sort of blended it so it kind of blended a little bit more to try and match the background a little bit. So that's one. Here's one I did with the cows, because I had to bring in the cows, right? Bring in the cows. I didn't, you know, I kind of colored it in. I didn't match it up as much. I probably should have used like a Granny Apple Green blend in here. I used Old Olive again, but just to kind of color it in to match it. But at least it wasn't white, and that's what I wanted. But you can see the background, right, is kind of interesting and different. Okay, here's another one. Different spot on the spectrum of the paper. So I have my cows and my horse, and this time I colored the background so that it went down with the slope of the hill. So the bottom here I colored with the greens, and then I colored with a Calypso Coral and kind of blended it in, just so it wasn't bright white. I know it doesn't match exactly, but it gives you the illusion that you're looking, and also the illusion that you see the hill behind our little cowboy. And then the last one of the 4 that I did get finished, I did the Good Luck with the wood grain. I did bring in from the Timeless Textures, and what we did was we knew we were going to be making a lot of these railings, so we took a piece of wood grain. Any wood grain will do, because it's so fine and small, and we put some of our adhesive strips on the back side so that I could easily put that on and have it stick, because this is so delicate. So that are the 4 that I made out of the 6 that you can make out of one. So you need like one piece like this, and pieces, scraps you can use of the green. So that's what I used on these 4 cards, and I have some more cut, so I will show you how I went about doing that. So let me move these aside. And then the one I did last week, we did the this windmill up on the foam paper, and it went fine and it looked really good, but it was a little more tedious to take it apart. I want to cut one today so you can see how easily it cuts just with the normal cardstock cutting it. So here we go. So I'm going to put this aside. I don't even know which one I'm going to do. So I have 2 here cut out with the, and this one has more of the light, so I think we'll go with that one. So I just want to show you doing one, you know, what I did exactly here So these two can go together. This is the inside. Put that back. I just had so much fun playing with this stuff, and it was like, ooh, this is just different. It was just different. So we're going to bring the cut and emboss machine over. I'm here alone. I'm here with you. I'm here with you guys. So here we go. So if you want to do, like, you could pick any set. I just particularly liked this set, but you could do that with like a flower, whatever die cuts you have, and really play around with it, and then just like flip it over and put it in the opposite side. So here's my front piece. Here's my grass. I'm going to put that there. And so this is the piece for that. So I'm going to just kind of center this down, top to bottom, side to side. It's not exact. It's okay. Here's my grass, the grassy knoll. And let me do this, and I'm going to put this in like that. So I'm just going to kind of lay that down like that, because I'm going to use both sides. And then it was a good day. I brought out a new cutting plate just so it was clear and you could keep watching it, because the other one was pretty banged up here. So okay, so there's that, and they just fall apart right there. We go. Get these pieces out of here, and then I want to show you, I'll cut out a windmill. We'll use a windmill on this one. So let me bring this back. My well-worn piece that has lots of cuts in, I'm going to leave at the bottom. I stayed with the same colors pretty much. The Night of Navy, you could use Balmy Blue, Old Olive, and let's see, Bermuda Bay I used on some of the coloring. So the blends that I used to go with. So, but I wanted this to be sort of a background, and I want you to see how easy this actually falls apart when you're just using cardstock. And it glues on rather easily too if you don't want to use the adhesive sheets right away. So let me move this aside. Kaboom, there we go. Okay, there we go. It just falls right out. And then this will just fall right out, all these little pieces. I've got my little brush here to push them out, and they just come apart right away. See that? So nice. So easy. I was having difficulties, well, because I put it on the thicker thing, and so this is very delicate, fine work. There we go. Okay. Ta-da. But you can see how easily that all falls out, all those little pieces. And for gluing it, it's not so bad to glue it on either if you don't have your adhesive sheets right there. What I did when I glued it on, it has plenty of area that is kind of solid here. So I just put glue in these spots, right up the top, front, and kind of around there and right there. That's all. You don't have to worry about getting on the sides, and you know, it lays out quite nicely without all that fuss. So here's my background layer. This is going to go on here like that. And then this piece is going to go just like that. So that's the skyline that we're going to be working with. At first I was cutting the greenery with my with the dies on the side, but I decided it worked out better just to leave this piece out and then decide how I want my grass to go, and then I just manually cut along here. So having the background a little bit lighter in the back, or you could do it opposite, have the darker and have it lighter in the front here. So I guess on this one, let's see here, this one I used the lighter on top, or on the bottom. This one I used the lighter in the background. So I guess because this is darker, we're going to go darker background up like that. So what I did is I lined this up with my grid. I had to make sure that it was covering, right? So I put this piece that's going to go at the bottom here. Oops, come on now. I just set it down there. And I made sure where this line was, where the top of this piece was. I knew this was going to go up, but this piece that's going to sneak underneath here has to go at least down a little bit past this line on my grid paper. So I'll just mark that real quick so I don't lose the mark, and it'll go down from there. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to glue this piece down. I'm not going to go all the way to the sides on the edges here, because I know, let's see here, I gave myself a new glue today too. It's like a new embossing plate, or a new glue. It's my day. Okay, here we go. I didn't go all the way to the sides because I know I'm going to be cutting some of that off. So this is the top piece. So I'm going to go over and just glue that down there. There we go. And I've decided we will pop up this piece. So this one's going to go right here, and you're going to have that darker background. So on this one, I even busted out the new glue dots. These aren't glue dots. This is dimensionals. Oh boy. Find the right words here. So here we go. And I purposely didn't go all the way up. I'm going to sneak one over there when I want to, because I want to have my windmill in there. So I wasn't sure exactly where I'm going to place that. So I left the top ones sort of open just for that reason. So this one's going to go right over the top here. There we go. Ta-da. And then I just flip it around and cut off the extra if I can find my scissors. Here we are, my paper snips. There. Okay. So I just follow this around and cut off that extra piece there. Okay. Now I have paper flying all over the place. Okay. Here we go. This is like paper dolls. So this is, I could do this all day. I just think it's so much fun. So here's that. I'm going to go ahead and glue this piece down. This piece is pretty narrow, so I just kind of went up in the corners, went around here, and just did tiny little glue on the edges here. There we go. And then just centered it best I can on here. And then that piece is out of the way, so I can't tear it or do anything to it because it's kind of delicate around the edges there. See, and this will fit right in there. Ta-da! Okay, so let's decorate this. So this little piece is going to go in here, I guess. I liked the idea of, maybe I should put it on this side because this is darker, and if I'm going to stamp directly on there. On many of them, I was stamping directly onto the designer paper, which I don't always do, but I also like the idea of the windmill coming out of the frame. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to pick some words here. I'll use my Night of Navy ink. That's what I did on the other ones. So this would be a really nice little gift to put in one of our boxes and give to somebody. I like the idea of take the time for simple things. We're going to put that on here again too. That's what we need to be doing. So while we're here, we need to remember all the simple little things that make life special, make our family special. Everybody's got that special little gift. Sometimes we have to look a little bit harder. I know I have to look a little bit harder for my gifts on occasion. And my blessings. Take the time to think about that. So I'm just going to stamp it directly on here. Ta-da! And that dark is plenty dark. I mean, it's even with the dark background. I don't always stamp on the designer paper. I generally don't do that, but it just this just worked out that way. So here we go. We're going to glue our little windmill on here. And so I just sort of go up the center, go around the edges, put a little here. There we go. That's all. Just a little bit. I'm going to tuck it in there and try to get it straight. There. Okay. Ta-da. Now we could add the cows, we could add the cowboy, we can add something down below, but I'm just going to leave it like this for right now and glue that into place. So I'm just going to add a little glue. But this would be pretty if you had some of the floral designs, you know, to just cut things out, flip it around. There you go, you're all done. You don't have to worry about combining colors or doing anything else. Everything's all set for you. But this gives it an interesting background, and you're like peering through. I'm loving this set. Now, let's see here. I think we'll do the cowboy again. Or you know what? Let's do the hail bays. I haven't used the bale of hay. Hail bays? Is it hail bays or the bales of hay? Guess I'm saying that wrong. Let's just pile that up here, and we're going to pop it on that edge. So what color should we use for that? I think I'm just going to go with the memento, and then we'll color it in with some dark, so saffron. How's that? The memento will give it a little more coloring. You'll see all the details is what I'm trying to say. You'll see all the details because there is a die cut for this also, and I don't think I know I didn't use this on any of my other ones yet, so we'll use it here, and then I'll probably use it inside because I like to we have to decorate the inside, and I really like to duplicate what's on the front to the inside. There we go. We'll just quick go over with the paintbrush in because I'm not going to shade it. We've already got all that detail in there, so I don't have to worry about that. Now, depending on how it cuts out, I might end up adding a little color in the middle there. So let's get this here. Let me bring over my little mighty machine, my mighty cutter, my mini mighty cutter, and cut out this hay bale here so I can put that on top of our, there we go. I like the smell of like fresh cut grass and the fresh cut hay. I think maybe we're ready for spring. Maybe that's why I'm thinking about all this, the colors and the flowers and the writing. Here we go. So this piece here is going to go over here, and I don't like that, you know, that bright, right? I don't like that white around there. So that's why we're going to use our blend and see if we can do a little matching here. I'm going to go with a Daffodil Delight, and I think I'm going to go with a little bit of light Granny Apple Green. And I'm just going to go over the edge a little bit here, just because I don't want it to stand out like that. So I'm going to soften the edges with a little color, and if I need to, I'll do the color lifter, and that softens it up just to make it match up a little bit. Now let's go with a little bit of the green over that, since that has more of a green tone to it. There we go. We'll put it on and see how it looks and see if I have to add anything else to it. I want it to blend into the background a little bit more. Okay, so it's a little green. I'm going to take the color lifter and just go on the edge a little bit just to soften it, blend it and soften it. There we go. Would this be called putsy? Yeah, probably. That would be me. And I have to add a dimensional underneath this corner here yet. I like it like right there. I'm not going to pop it up since I already have this popped up. For mailing purposes, I like to kind of, but we're going to put a dimensional under this corner. Bloop, there we go. And I'm just going to glue this baby on. We'll do the inside. I'm going to put this kind of going off the edge a little bit too. So that's forward. There. Ta-da. Okay. Let's put this in the card, or on the card, on the front. And then we'll work on the inside. That's kind of interesting. Now you could add some of the yellow, my favorite, the sequence, right? Add a little bit of glitz to it. But I was just kind of leaving them simple. Leaving it simple. This is as simple as it gets. There we go. Okay. Now I have glue over here. Let me get that off of there before I stick something else to it. There we go. Excuse me. Okay. So, take time for the simple things. We'll say happy birthday. We'll make it into a birthday card. We were short on birthday cards for a while, and then everybody was asking for them, so now I've been trying to make sure I get enough birthday cards. So I'm just going to say happy birthday. This comes with a nice saying. I like the font here. There. And then we're going to do our little hay bales in here on the bottom. There. So it matches the front of the card. And I had some extra pieces cut, but now I didn't. Maybe I'll put that one up here. I had 2 pieces cut out of scrap that I was going to put in there, but I changed it up by putting my hay bale in. And that's okay. I'll use it on another one. No doubt. There. But I will put this on the top so it sort of looks like the sky. So here we go. A little bit of glue. I'm going to set this underneath so I can make sure that I get this pieced on here correctly, because I want to cover all the white edges. There. There. All right. This can go on here. Oh, there we go. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. And then I would have one more to finish up on. I won't do that right now, but I'm thinking that my paper pumpkin is in the mailbox. I have not received it yet, and I'm so anxious to get that. There, I like that. That looks nice. So there you go. Let me put all these. Now you would have one more. So you guys show me what you come up with. Pick one piece of DSP that has an interesting backside. So often it's so hard to decide because they all look so cool. So it's like, what one should I use? And show me what you come up with. I mean, that's one of the benefits of the Stampin' Up! Designer paper, is that it's so beautiful. What a great thing that you can't decide which side to use. No, because they're all so, hopefully you can see all of them. So here is the five cards. I'm going to put that over the top so you can kind of see it all. Here's the 5. And then you would get one more. I went with the colors, you know, pulled out the Night of Navy, pulled out the Old Olive, just went with that. I could have gone with Bermuda Bay, and I did do that with some of the coloring when I colored in our little cowboy stuff, the clothes and all. I have to do one more with a horse and make the horse like gray or something instead of brown, but there we go. Let's see if they all stay on there. Close. goes. Let's see here. There. Ta-da. All right. That's it. I'm going to turn the camera around. Here we go. Turn this around. So tomorrow I'll be winging it on Wednesday. So that's the new name that we had picked. So you love to take the time for the simple things. I love that. We need that right now. Everything gets so complicated. Our lives get so complicated. We need to concentrate on family, friends, your faith, trust in God, get together. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. Trust in the simple things. Enjoy each other. Tomorrow I'm going to be doing the monkey cut kit, the flower one. The one that June won for coming up with the winging it on Wednesday. So she will have her kit at home that she can play with. Let me pull up the name here. I'll tell you what it is. It's the Flower and Field. I believe that's the one I'm doing. The Flower and Field Monkey Cut Kit. So that is a designer paper from the Celebration. And remember, Celebration ends February 23rd. Or February 28th. Soon. If you are interested in earning any of the product for free with a $50 order or a $100 order, there's some things, let me know. We only have until February 28th. So the time is now. I've showed you lots of cool things with it. The time is now. If you want to get it, you need to get it. So I'm going to sign off. I will be here tomorrow at 2 o'clock, winging it on Wednesday with a new monkey cut kit. Thank you. Bye-bye. Oh, where do I stop? Right here.